So I got a message from somebody on Instagram, and they said, I don't know what to do. It seems like I've got no friends. I've lost my friends in the last year or two. What do I do? You know, I've had these friendships that have lasted years, and they've just seemed to go away because I've changed. This is what this person said to me, right? And so I'm going to answer that question, but I'm also going to answer just more generally, like, what do you do if you lose friends, or if you feel like you're changing, so then that forces friends to go away from you? Very, very common, incredibly common. This literally just is a part of life, and can seem annoying, obviously, when it happens, bit scary, maybe even sad if you're used to these friendships, but it's really nothing to be worried about. I'll explain why. Okay, so firstly, you have in the last year or two, depending on when you're watching this, so I'm talking about 2020 to 2023, this kind of 3-year period and beyond, lots of crazy things happening. Huge polarity, big agendas, people, you know the drill, right? It's people trying to dominate the world, basically, and get us all to become enslaved. This is crazy stuff, right? And there's people that can see through that and understand that, and people that can't. The people who just buy into the narrative and believe everything they're told will, of course, be pulled or pushed away or pulled away from you if you can see through the narrative and if you can see through the illusion. This has always been the case, and they'll see you as crazy and you'll see them as crazy. So it's just not going to work. Vibrationally, if you can see through the illusion, or if you try and this doesn't just apply to the illusion, if you try and improve yourself, if you move yourself from your comfort zone or your previous comfort zone to a new level, the people who you were friends with in your previous comfort zone will feel uncomfortable because they're still in their comfort zone. You improving yourself and leaving that comfort zone means they have to either rise with you or they try and bring you down with them, and this causes a problem, right? Because you're not going to want to go down with them, so they have to rise up. And if they don't, you don't really have much in common anymore. You're living in different realities and you're living different lives. It's just part of what happens. This has always been the case. For example, I used to hang around with people who I would get drunk with, like, quite often, right? But then when I stopped drinking, suddenly we had almost nothing in common. And so I would be like, doing these things, learning, building a business, wanting to travel and have experiences and improve myself and all of this stuff. They didn't want any of that. So very quickly, that we had nothing in common, and so the friendships just fell apart. But what I'm going to talk about now is that it's not necessarily a bad thing, because at the same time as these old friendships falling apart, new friendships come to take their place. And so in exactly the same way as by you improving yourself and leaving your comfort zone, the people behind or in their comfort zone feel pushed away from you, and at the same time, the people who are also improving themselves feel drawn towards you. And this is where the new friendship comes in. The new friendships, they will be attracted to you, while the old friends will be pushed away from you. It's just part of life. And we sort ourselves vibrationally into groups of people who are like us. So when you try and improve yourself, you instantaneously put yourself in a different group of people. So then, of course, the friends you used to have who were in the group you were in before will feel uncomfortable and will feel like you're pushing them away. In truth, you're not really pushing them away. They're kind of pushing themselves away, or it's just kind of the way things are. Like, you just don't have the same things in common anymore, so they naturally sort themselves into different groups, and you sort yourselves into different groups. And yeah, in my opinion, it's nothing to be worried about. The annoying part of this is what can happen is when you're starting to do this, when you're starting to improve yourself and you leave your comfort zone, what usually happens is you lose your old friends before you make new friends. So you're in this kind of transition period where suddenly you have less friends or even no friends as you're changing your life, and the new friends haven't actually come into your life. And of course that is the main problem, right? This is what this person who messaged me on Instagram, this is what they were going through, right? They lost their friends. In a nutshell, don't worry about it, because new friends will come in, and these new friends will be perfectly aligned with who you are becoming. So yeah, it's all good.